All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It is Monday. Welcome to the work week. Hope you had a good weekend. What do we got going on here in the cave, Mark? What's going on? Something's different about the background. Yeah, someone asked me, and it occurred to me that some people think that that's a green screen behind me every time I record. That it's just a collage that I made, and actually. No, for those of you who have been here in the cave or watched the tour of the video I posted last year, this is a real place. That's real stuff back there. Those are real posters I got working at record stores over the years. There's tons of stuff here down here in the Rock Cave. You got your Pink Floyd wall over there. You got the bourbon whiskey corner back there. Refrigerator. You got all these posters over here. There's tons of memorabilia over here. You guys don't see this over here, but it is a whole wall of stuff. So anyway, just so you know, this is a real place, the real deal. What are we talking about today? Well, it occurred to me, next week is the 2-year anniversary of the Rock Cave. So what are we doing this week? I don't know. I thought it would be fun to just revisit some of my all-time favorite albums for the week. And that's what we're going to do, even if it was covered, especially if it was covered in Season 1. That Season 1 is rough to watch for me. It's almost unwatchable between the lighting, the microphone quality, and most of all, me. It's tough. A little uncomfortable in front of the microphone, and anyway, just not, it's hard to watch. So we can cover some of the stuff we did in Season 1, but we're just doing favorite all-time albums this week. They might be perfect, they might be flawless, right, Frank? Or they might be neither of those things, but that's what we're talking about today. And the first one that came to mind is the one I decided to do right off the bat. You might be surprised over which one it is, but the first one that came into mind, all-time favorite records, is this one right here, Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. This record is amazing, absolutely amazing, and I never get tired of it. It is so good. I mean, we did cover it in Season 1, but it's time to revisit it again, because at this time of year, April of 1985, they released the first single off that, and then they were off and running to 5 singles. Let's run the numbers. 5 singles off this record. 14 weeks at number 1 in the UK. 9 weeks at number 1 in the United States, 9 million copies in the United States, 10 million copies in the UK, the first record to sell 10 million copies in the UK, 30 million records worldwide sold, making one of the most selling albums of all time. It won a Grammy in '86 for Best Engineered Album. It won the Best British Album Award for the 1987 Brit Awards, confused about the 87 part, and in 2010, the Brit Awards did a top 10 British albums of the last 30 years, and it was number 2 on that list, and it lost to Oasis. What's the Story, Morning Glory? Remember that we did an episode on that recently? Just did not understand that. How did that happen? But anyway, this thing, it was just huge. I can't say it enough. A juggernaut, amazing record. It was recorded in Montserrat in the Caribbean, British territory. One of the first albums recorded using Sony's 24-track digital tape machine, all digital. Remember, we used to buy CDs. It would say whether something was all digital or not, and it would say DDD on it. And most of the records you were buying were not, because obviously they were all recorded analog, so it would say ADD in the back. Full digital recording. Mark Knopfler was just so into just getting perfect sounding records with just the quality. He was just really into that. It was the first CD to sell 1 million records. It was targeted for CD release, actually. The double LP, which is this one's re-released, but the double LP had 4 songs with longer versions than on the CD and cassette. Why Worry's a full 3 minutes longer on that one. That's crazy, right? Anyway, this record just got a lot of attention, obviously, and I know that there are a bunch of you out there who absolutely love this record, so let's go through these tracks for just a minute. Right off the bat, So Far Away, the first single released in April of 1985, April 8th, 1985. That's your first single. Awesome song, right? That's the way they started off. I mean, what can you say about that? That one's just so catchy. You gotta love all the music in here, the guitars, the Les Gibson, the Gibson guitar, the saxophone, Les Paul. Anyway, need some more coffee. That one went to number 19, So Far Away. Next track, Money for Nothing. What can you say about this that you haven't heard or said already? It was number one, obviously, and it won a Grammy. It was nominated for like 11 awards. And famously, Sting was down there at the island, and they asked him to do something, and he came in and he sang "I Want My MTV" to the melody of "Don't Stand So Close to Me," and now he gets songwriting credit for that record. That's what he did, and he must get a nice little check from all those years of just that, because he is written in as someone who's a writer of the song. Of course, the video, hugely popular, famous. I mean, just so good. Just put MTV over the top. It was the very first video played on MTV Europe. That's way better than Buggles' video Killed the Radio Star. Gotta say, Europe got a great deal with that one. But you could do a whole episode on Money for Nothing, and you still have more to say, so we'll just leave it at that. Next song is Walk of Life, released in November of '85 as a single. These are all singles, right off the bat. Single. Awesome song. What's not to like about that? That was the B-side to So Far Away. When you have this many good songs on a record, you're going to have B-sides that are also hits later. That's just how it works. And then Your Latest Trick. That was the fifth single, which was April of '86, the last single to be released. Your Latest Trick. So good. I think that one is one of the underrated songs on this record. That one, I love that song. I'll take the songs that are coming up before I listen to the ones before, just because of those singles. These other ones coming up are just my favorites, and that's one of them right there. Why Worry? Awesome song. All right, where are we getting to? Ride Across the River. This is what we're talking about. Ride Across the River. These are my two favorite songs on this record. Right, coming up. This one, Ride Across the River, so good, so haunting. It's just, if you don't know this one, you're playing it today. And then it follows up with The Man's Too Strong, which might be my favorite song on the whole record. That's a tough one between those two, but The Man's Too Strong is pretty epic when that music kicks in. Ding, ding. I mean, it's just like, it's amazing. Do you guys know that one? The Man's Too Strong? So good. One World, kind of funky, a little bit different. Like, you got these slow, haunting songs, and you get One World, and then you go into Brothers in Arms, the single from October 1985. Also just a haunting song, and of course, I mentioned it before, played in Miami Vice with that episode. Is that the one where they find the skeleton in the closet behind the wall? I think it is. But boy, they play that, and that's very powerful if you were into Miami Vice. But Brothers in Arms, another awesome song. So really, when you're looking at my favorite songs from this record, I'm looking at the other side of the record. I'm looking at Ride Across the River, Man's Too Strong, Brothers in Arms, Your Latest Trick. I don't know, those are tough for me. Those are so good. So those are the reason why I love this record so much. And if you're not familiar, you can play this whole record today. But if you think you've heard all these singles too much for too long, you can go right and just play all those other songs, and you'll be like, I had no idea this record was so good. And we're at 9 minutes, so we're gonna have to wrap it up. So that's what we're doing all week in the cave. Favorite albums, and we're starting off right with Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. Play it today. I know you will. I hope whatever you're doing today involves music. And as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.